All right, here is, folks, the Lego NES Classic. This is something that collectors of both Lego and fans of Nintendo will cherish and relish, just because this has been one of the coolest sets that's been released for a long time. And David had the fortune of getting this for his birthday, and he put it together over the last couple of days. So David, why don't you show us some of the features of this cool build that you made? First of all, how long did it take for you to make this?
3 days.
3 days. What was the coolest part of building this?
This part right here, the rack.
Okay. What's so cool about this TV? Why don't you show us what it does?
Well, first off, it's a loop, so it runs on a conveyor belt that's pulled by this little handle right here.
Okay.
It just goes around in a circle over. So,
all right, why don't you show off? So that's pretty cool how it ratchets up to the levels design, right? Is it an infinite loop?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Where's the flag? There's no flag?
Yeah, there's no flag.
You can't go do 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 do.
Like
do do do
hit the
do
flag
do
and
do.
like fall down. No.
But it's smart enough to know when to jump and go over this area, and jump over the little Goombas and things like that.
Sometimes it ends up. I'm not gonna do it because then it ends up actually staying down there. And it's hard to. But if this comes off a tiny bit, if you like bump it, it'll fall down here and just stay down there. The entire time.
You can't go into the
tunnel. No.
It's all two-dimensional.
Yeah, it's just a Lego.
But even this classic TV is, oh yeah, you took it off, is pretty cool. It has little knobs that can turn, and it even clicks because there's a gear back there that kind of clicks into that. These buttons, do they turn? Not really.
Yeah, they do turn.
They do turn?
They just don't make sense.
Oh, you're right. They do turn. Little buttons here. The coolest part is that they even finished the back
with a label.
With not only the old RCA, or I think these were RCA. Gosh, I can't even remember these. These were, I think, RCA connections. That was an ancient company, now kind of defunct, that made these initial connections. And if you look on this, Lego actually created a label for the colored TV LG Tech. It's just kind of a made-up thing, but that was a sticker that you got to put on there. I don't even know what those are. But apparently, if you have one of the new Super Mario kind of built-in characters that make the sound and lights and whatever, you can stick it up here and it can kind of detect that you're on the NES build and make some noises. But we don't have that, so it looks a lot cleaner like this. Let's take a look at the Nintendo. I actually helped build this controller. If you guys remember the Konami code, was it BA, up, down, left, right, select, start, right? Yeah, you can do it on this joystick, or this controller, which cleverly enough uses a piece of kind of pneumatic tubing from some of the Technic sets that's a small in caliber, and actually hooks in to a removable plug right here. So this actually is designed so that you can actually plug it into the first controller port or into the second one. Too bad they don't give you two controllers. I wouldn't be surprised down the road if they sold you an expansion, an upgrade to get a second one of these to plug into port 2. David, why don't you show us what goes on in the console here?
Okay, so there's just there's actually
So a game cartridge, the original Super Mario's cartridge. Everybody got this when you bought the console, and oftentimes you would get some dust or something and it wouldn't load properly. So what did you do? You probably didn't know this, but you blew into the cartridge. This actually has a little bit of a lip that you can actually blow into it. Let's try. Even makes the same sound as the classic cartridge did. Now, you'll remember that the old Nintendo NES did have kind of a spring loading mechanism. And if you look inside here, a little hard to see in this lighting.
You can open it.
Oh, David's gonna actually open it up. The top panel pops off,
Yeah.
so that you can actually see this spring loading mechanism where you can slide the cartridge into. So this is kind of the behind the scenes top down view. You put in the cartridge, you push it down and it locks in place. You pop it back up and you can take it out again, just like the original Nintendo. Now, inside the console itself, just the mechanics of the spring loading. So I have seen one of our industrious YouTubers online here, I think hacked this with the NES Classic and actually put the actual emulator of the NES Classic into the Lego build, and then put the a screen onto this TV and actually created a functioning NES Classic using the the released mini console that came out. We have one upstairs, 2-3 years ago. So a little bit on the details here too. Even has some back port connectors. I mean, they're not functional, but they're meant to model the size and the shape of the original NES. Now, David doesn't even know that this was the original NES design. Had one of these as a kid. This first console. Okay, not really. I think I had a Commodore 64 or something like that. But this was the first real game console that I had as a kid. So this brings back a ton of nostalgia. This kit comes with the TV, Super Mario, the game cartridge, and the controller. Was it a fun build?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stand.
Oh, and the stand.
It also is not attached, so it can come off if you want it to.
Okay. So it's kind of like a cradle for you to even detach the TV. If you were going to take your TV around whatnot. Otherwise, you can put it back on its feet and rest it there. This is going to be a perfect shelf ornament, probably to kind of grace our console area here where most of our gaming consoles are. Probably find a nice place where this will be a nice shelf ornament. Although I think the fun of this was in building it and coming up with a model that's just so cool and nostalgic and accurate looking. You can get fooled that you had an original NES just looking at this and not realize it was made out of Lego. What are your final thoughts, David?
I don't know. It's just, I think they need a bigger handle because it falls off every time you try and crank it.
Okay, maybe a bigger handle. How about a futuristic TV, flat screen TV? I don't even think you guys have seen these old school TV with the antennas, our UHF antennas. Yep, you can kind of put that up and down. All right, there you have it. This is our demonstration review of the excellent Nintendo NES, actually the Lego Nintendo NES build, available right now through lego.com. Where we got it directly from Lego. I think later on in the year it'll be also coming to select retailers. But definitely, if you're an old guy like me, middle-aged in their 30s, you're going to have some nostalgia on this build. It's really cool. One of the coolest Lego sets, in my opinion, that's not been Star Wars related in a long time. And definitely one that has brought us pleasure and fun and memories and nostalgia building this, and hopefully serves in our home decor as a cool item and conversation starter, that's for sure, for the time to come. All right, thanks for watching us demonstrate the Lego NES Classic.